Hey, thanks for being here. You can get more conversations just like this at arrow.net, ARROE.net. All right, let's do it. Let's play it forward. These are real people, real stories, the struggle to play it forward. Episode number 540 is with Kate Kalvach from NBC's The Voice.
I'm good. How are you?
Absolutely fantastic. I'm always blessed to have the opportunity to share conversations with those from NBC's The Voice because I believe that you are the seed of tomorrow's music.
Wow, thank you. I really appreciate that.
To be in this moment of now always requires a step, and you've got to take those steps, and you've got to listen to them as well as learn from them. What's your journey been like?
I've written music since I can remember, so it's always been a dream of mine to like release my own music and really pursue that. And The Voice was something that I always watched, as soon as it came out. And so it was always kind of in the back of my mind. I auditioned in like 2015 and didn't make it through any of the initial rounds. And I did like American Idol and stuff too. I attempted, but never made it through anything. So this time around, I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll just try it, and it was crazy because this was the time that I like least was desperate, if that makes sense. And then it was like, oh, of course, that's the moment when you're like willing to like let it go is when it all happens, so I feel like I'm living the dream right now.
But don't you think that was a requirement inside the actual journey? Because if it would have been handed to you the very first time, would you have appreciated it as much as you're doing now?
I don't think I would have appreciated it or understood how big it was. And also, I don't think I could have handled it even a few years ago. It's a lot of pressure and you have to be mentally like ready for that.
Let me ask you, how did you hit that wall where you heard the word no? Because a lot of creative people shut down. It was like in 1988 when I was up for American Top 40. It took me a long time to get over the fact that Shadoe Stevens got the job and I did not. It's like, how did you push yourself through that wall to say, well, I'm going to do it again?
I think a lot of that is due to like my husband, who's also an artist. He has like a story of making his dreams come true. And when I met him, it made me realize, oh, okay, this is actually possible again, because for so long I kind of just decided, okay, this is over. I'm not going to pursue it again. I'm not going to try and push my music or anything. And he's an artist from the Czech Republic and like was touring at the time, made it on the radio and like had all these things that I was like, oh, I always wanted to do that, And so I think that meeting him was a big stepping stone for me.
One of the things I was blessed with an opportunity with was talking with Czech Republic DJs, club DJs, or they were master mixers. But here's the thing that I learned about so many things in Czechoslovakia or being over there in that area is the fact that they were doing it underground. And I mean underground. If they were to be found out, they would be arrested. How is it that he was able to get his music out?
I don't think that he had any issues like with not being allowed to release it or anything like that. But he was one of very few like Christian Czech artists. Yeah. And so he did like a lot of festivals and he did everything from home, like produced it. He produces my music as well. So he just is self-made, honestly. But
that to me is what it's all about. I mean, I realize that you're a preacher's kid and stuff like that, and you understand the rules and the laws of what it means to be together as unity in the name of God. But the thing is, though, is that you're creating things together to reach others. And that's what blows me away when you're a full activator like you are.
Yeah, it's really cool. I feel blessed because like he is so talented and like with my songs, he can take something that's very average and make it like unbelievable. And so the collaboration is really cool to always see.
Don't you love those moments when they do that? And all of a sudden you go, how did you even hear that? I don't know. I just don't know where it came from, but I felt it.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's really fun. It's also our most challenging moments in marriage are definitely making music, but also the most rewarding.
Now, living in Oklahoma City, I have such a tie with Oklahoma City because I would not be in radio if it wasn't for that city because of a station called KOMA that broadcasts up into Montana. I got into radio because of KOMA.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And so I've always dreamed of going to Oklahoma City to find out, did I once live here? Was I planted here at one time and don't even know it?
I would say Oklahoma City is worth visiting. It's definitely unique.
Do you ever, when you're traveling, do you ever find you walk into a city going, I've been here before? Why does it feel like it's a second part of my skin?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I've traveled so much that nothing really surprises me anymore.
What about setting up that stage? Because I get to set up the stage every weekend, and it's one of those where it's like it's never the same show twice. But by God, when it's happening, it works.
Yeah. I think I sing pretty much every Sunday at church, and I would say that you probably have those feelings a lot too. It's like you kind of do the same thing all the time, but then every time it's different. So.
Well, but we need the worship bands on Sunday. I mean, that's one of the things that Stephen Furtick at Elevation really tries to promote is that, look, I'm not going to come out here and share the word until the band has set up the emotional connection to what is going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
So are there meetings between you and the pastor, or do you guys as a worship band, do you guys work together to find out what is happening, or do you go out there and say, okay, this is our set today. Let's build together around it. Let's build.
It's definitely a collaboration. My mom is our worship pastor, and my dad is the pastor. So they definitely work together a lot. And sometimes if there's a sermon series that he's wanting to do, we might do a song that's kind of themed towards that. But yeah, we have weekly staff meetings. I'm on staff there too. So I'm the creative director. So I'm more on the creative side of things. And then my mom brings some of the music ideas. I don't know. So we have a big team. So it's a massive collaboration usually.
How many people are starting to make their way back into the church? Because there for about a year and a half, I was getting my God online because they wouldn't let us inside. Yeah. So how's it for you guys?
I feel just now we're starting to get back to normal in a way. A lot of people are still watching online, but we're pretty full at this point. Our building is full for the first time in a long time. So it's exciting.
Preparing a musician's heart when they come in and they say, I would like to be a part of this, because we all dream that I wanted to sing in the church choir, and it wasn't like the bands of today. It was a choir.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, it's difficult because nowadays, especially in the Bible Belt where I live, church music can become a gig for a lot of people. Yes. Or an opportunity. And so it's really important for our team. We've drawn really clear lines in the sand of this isn't a gig. We're not paying our musicians. We're not just trying to get people's names known or anything like that. It's always been about the heart of worship, the heart of serving God's church, and we've had some difficult conversations before, had to, have people sit down from the team at times because it's just a non-negotiable for us. We're not going to have people building their own names. It's not it's not The Voice.
No, I'm with you on that because I'm here in Charlotte where the Billy Graham Library is, and it's always a dream to be able to walk into the Billy Graham Library and say, I want to work for you. Well, they say you can work, but you're going to have to understand that it comes with rules, and you're going to have to live by the Word of God.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true. Yeah, a lot of times we just are hey, let's get your foot in the door serving. Maybe you can serve in the parking lot or serve, just to get started. And then you see people's hearts that they're willing to serve wherever. And I think that's the heart of, David or whatever. It's I'm willing to tend the sheep. I'm willing to be unknown. And then one day, oh yeah, you're noticed, you're brought in to play for Saul or whatever, so.
Yeah, let's salute those people out there in the parking lot. My God, it doesn't matter if it's cold, if it's too hot, they're still out there serving.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably the most difficult place to serve.
Kate, you got to come back to the show. First of all, before I even say that, what is your website where people can come and give you lots of love?
So my name is just Kate Kalvach, Katekalvach. And you can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. It's all the same.
I love it. Please come back to this show anytime in the future. The door is always going to be open for you.
Thanks.
You be brilliant, okay?
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.